Sometimes in life, few second conversation can become nationwide headline. As you see, people begin to debate or just a simple correction or just a simple occurrence. Because what happened between billionaire businessman Tony Elumelu and the young UBA graduate trainee, it was not just about a name. It is as in this thing became what discussion all throughout Nigeria and all over the world about respect, culture, and workplace. Now, but before going into this analysis, please, if this is your first time coming across my platform, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. Now, on Thursday, August 20th, 2026, during UBA Graduate Management Accelerated Program, which they call a JMAP graduation ceremony that took place in Lagos, one of the female graduates rose up to ask a question to Tony Elumelu during this question session. Now she greeted Tony Elumelu. First of all, she first greeted good morning to he, which is TOE, and she cleared her throat and laughed. Now Tony Elumelu was like, good morning, Tony, Toyi. The girl said, no, good morning, Tony. As in when Tony Elumelu stopped, to ask. So then when Tony Elumelu was like, no, you don't address me that way. You can either address me as Mr. Elumelu or Tohi, which is exactly what the guy did earlier. You see, he explained that he does not subscribe to those Western style of conversation. You see, this video went viral. It became what headline, creating what two-side debate. This debate about what seniority and Gen Z. So all over Nigeria, people started discussing about this same issue. Some people supported Tony Elumelu, saying that formal world respect should be shown to senior executives. So many others defended the graduate, the girl, arguing that the first name communication is common in many corporate environments. And this conversation grew as in it became, so many people got involved, start talking about it. And totally until a older world video surfaced, whereby another individual also addressed Tony Elumelu by his word first name. Now I'm going to play these two videos and give you what my opinion on what I understood or what my understanding about what played out here. Because so many people don't offer their own analysis, their own understanding of what exactly happened. But based on the analysis, what I don't see people missed a lot that happened here. Now, here is what the video. Yes, what happened?
Question is, how do you know if you are to keep going? Okay. Good morning, Tony.
Toyin, Toyin.
I said good morning, Tony.
Okay, no, you won't call me Tony. I'm not those people. You call me Miss Elumelu or Theory. You won't call me Tony or Chairman. I don't subscribe to that kind of Oyibo life, okay? All right.
Good morning, Mr. Elumelu. So
Thank
my
you.
question is, how do you know?
Now, not to go into the question, look at exactly what happened. You can see what played out here now. Because I'm going to play the other video. But before playing a video from Cambridge University, this what first of all happened in this video. Now, this girl greeted him, good morning, Tohi. He's trying to call him this a T-O-E. Understand? That's what the girl wanted to pronounce. But she greeted good morning, Tohi, and cleared her throat and laughed. Tell me, if you're an elderly man, whoever, even if you're a young person, this is not even about elder, because people begin to make this about culture, about respect, the way you address elder and not, the way you address CEO or not. No. Watch how the girl greeted. Good morning, Tohi, which is T-O-E, that's the exact word she wanted to pronounce. But she said it and cleared her throat and laughed. If someone just greeted you that way, maybe even this person is passing by or is your worker, or even if it is your child greeted you, good morning, daddy, and cleared his throat and laughed before passing by or before standing, you will like, yes, what is the problem? Why did you greet me that way, clear your throat and laugh? You will want to, what is funny about it? And this thing happened in the public space. Because you can see all over Nigeria, see people discussing about this respect. Why did he come into it? No. You can see even Mr. Tony was like laughed back in order to, to cover, to cover the stuff. That's why when you look at this, you notice that it's part of the reason that Mr. Tony, let's assume she just was like, good morning to, and she lacks confidence. The same word that she dodged, like she mentioned earlier, good morning Toyi, because the first word she mentioned is not good morning Tony, but good morning Toyi. That's T-O-E, who is Tony Elumelu. That is the first word that you get pronounced, but she lacks confidence because she doesn't know exactly how to pronounce the name. So when Tony was like, Mr. Tony was like, good morning Toyi, she said, no, good morning Tony. That's when Mr. Tony had to correct her. I don't what? I don't subscribe to those Western world style. But watch what happened in the Cambridge University. Watch the two girls and understand. You will understand what exactly what played out. Now, this is the Cambridge University. Just watch and see. Sorry.
And I was quite.
Sorry, Stanford.
Hi, Tony. It's so great to have you here. Thank you for being with us today.
Good to meet you too.
You are one of the most celebrated.
Now, before going deeper, you notice something about these two? Hi, Tony. Nice to meet you. You say out direct because people they play this video say this is a double standard. How would be say Tony, Mr. Tony, no correct this girl, this Cambridge University girl, you see, but he went ahead to correct Nigeria. They know there is double standard, this and that. Now people will know what this will look. If you doubt me about this video, forward this analysis to Mr. Tony. Forward this video to him and say, please, sir, what prompted you in the first place to call this girl back? You can see that I noticed the Cambridge University. I think that's a Cambridge, right? Let me, take it off so that I won't be mistaken. I think, yes, this is Mr. Shisome Obiokoye. That's, I think, okay. Stanford University, please. Stanford University, okay? Stanford University. You can see the girl. Let me play it one more time for you to understand what played out now. Just watch.
Hi, Tony. It's so great to have you here. Thank you for being with us today.
Good to meet you too.
You see, hi, Tony. It's so nice to meet you. It's great to meet. The girl was what? The girl there direct, straightforward. Even if you say now, you said, even Mr. Tony not even know when she mentioned her name. But watch this Nigerian girl, because she lacks confidence. Why the other girl what? Her mind is strong, kakalaka. Watch two things I played there. Because it seems to be that girl, she was so scary. As in, she was so scared, on even to ask the question in the first place. Watch.
Tony.
I said, good morning, Tony. Okay. Good morning, Tony.
Tony. Tony.
I said, good morning, Tony.
Okay, no, you won't call me Tony. I'm not those people. You call me Miss Elumelu or Theory. You won't call me Tony or Chairman.
Now,
I don't subscribe to that.
You see a TOE. TOE. Okay, this is the right pronunciation. TOE. Now, waiting the girl be one call with that. But when Mr. Tony was like trying to listen well to see the way the girl was pronouncing in order to correct her based on that good morning TOE. You see, the girl can't jump from there. Like I said, she lacks confidence. Because people when they jump, this and that, lack of no, the girl knew exactly the way she wanted to address. This girl never meant to disrespect Mr. Tony in any way, or in any shape. She wanted to say Mr. TOE. Now, the way she pronounced and come clear to Mr. Tony or TOE or Elumelu, whatever one he likes people to address him. Notice how, the way the girl was shaking. So he wanted to help the girl to pronounce the TOE very well. But the girl, because of the lack of confidence, she jumped and was said, Tony. You see how the thing was turning ups and down that prompted that correction. Tony is never about just disrespecting, calling him in his first name, but he wanted to correct the girl, help the girl pronounce that TOE very well. Because that girl lacks confidence. That is exactly what created those controversies. Because notice on the internet, people have been pick up this Miss Gen Z, that he frees them. Everyone Gen Z, they lack respect, this and that. So people now rose up. That's when people dug out this one from Stanford University. Okay, this guy that address him by the name. What happened? Why this Mr. Anthony not even remember say even this guy? Because this guy was what? Confident, polite, straightforward. Before Nigerians begin to discuss, because this matter even reach to the extent where even Omoyele Sowore them jumped in. This is what Omoyele Sowore said. Said this is what Nigerians used to call money misroad. What exactly is the difference between being called Tony and Toyi? Toyi. Okay, Toyi. Omoyele Sowore react to what a trending video of a graduate trainee and Tony Elumelu. This is a tweet from Omoyele. You can see it. Don't call me Tony, call me Mr. Elumelu or TOE. When I said Tony Elumelu is a content creator with little or no intellect, his supporters were enraged. Now, what exactly is the difference between being called Tony and TOE? Much ado about nothing. This is what Nigerians used to call money misroad. This is from Omoyele Sowore. This thing, as in people were what dragging this thing. This is another woman that jumped into the conversation because this thing begin about caution. It begin to become the conversation about elderly people and junior, lack of respect, this and that. Caution. Look at this particular woman. This is what
Had a culture
conversation.
of you call everybody by their first name. So the founders were people that I called, they were like my big brothers. So I call them with a Yoruba attitude of respect. Bra Fola, Bra Tayo. If you're Yoruba, you understand what I'm saying. And then my sister came on and said, Fola said, Tayo. I said, eh? What did you say? She said, but in the bank, that's what we're told, that we call everybody by first name. I said, if I ever hear you say that again. She said, but that's the culture. I said, I promise you, it might be the culture they're trying to establish, but nobody much older than you at work was nurtured with that culture. So they can accept it because they don't have a choice as an institutional rule, but they will reject it. And the way you will know is how they will behave to you. It can be an unspoken word, but it will be a reactive word. And it will show in other ways. I said, so you're going to find another way to approach them. If you can't.
Now you can see this Anthony matter. That's what prompted to this conversation. Now, even in the Western world, people call by first name. People also call by what aunt, auntie, father, mother, all those conversations. Because people begin, as in this case, like I told before, this thing make headline. I see this lady discussing about this issue of culture. This matter even move away from the real context as the real event that happened. Now in Nigeria, almost everything we be say they make use of race is every one of them are borrowed what culture. But in Nigeria, in Africa, we know they discuss on how to balance this borrowed culture with our own culture. Now, most I notice in Nigeria, it's very rare for people to address senior people based on their first name in Nigeria. Understand? But in the public, you see some person, you call Mr. Some person, yeah, Mr. So say no, call me Amechi. Understand? You see, you can address the person that way. At home is very rare, even for people to just call people by their name. In the Western world, they do it that way. Yeah, this and that, but they still call mom, dad. Even in that Western world, all of this is not the like. It's selective. Not everybody. You can say sometimes, even in Nigeria, you can say sometimes you call your father. Maybe your father is Emeka. Emeka, you go just look at you and laugh. This is my son. But that doesn't mean that son will continue to call you by your first name. No, it happens occasionally. Sometimes I call your mother. Maybe your mother's name is Christiana. We're like, hey, Christiana, you go just look, you laugh. But on regular basis, you keep on calling your mom. It's very rare to, even in the Western world. In as much as you see them called by the first name, but they don't use it regular. But people confuse what happened between Tony Elumelu to any of this event. It is not the same. It is not the same because people know what this video to understand exactly what happened. Yes, in reality, it's disrespectful calling people by their first name. But I say people even most I see that people even was okay, fine, just call me by my first name. In the workplace, it's common. But even in the workplace, you see that it's even those shaman or seniors that even tell those individuals, no, 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 no. You see, good morning, director. So no, no, don't, no, leave those titles. Call me by my first. It's common. So in as much as even in the workplace, you see people calling people by their first name. It's not just that general way. You notice that most of those directors, shaman, they say, no, call me by my first name, and I'm not into any of those things. You see people addressing them that way. It is normal. But that is not exactly what happened between Mr. Tony. Now, it also happened here. You see, this lady, Mrs. Maya, it also happened between her and another lady. You see, and she was shown the girl, you don't subscribe to this, call me by this and this. But some professors say, fine, they accept it. They don't pick much offense. This is the video.
I wanted to ask Maya her views on interracial relationships.
Oh, thank you. And first, I'm Miss Angelo.
Miss Angela.
Yes, ma'am. I'm not Maya. I'm 62 years old. I have lived so long and tried so hard that a young woman like you or any other you have no license to come up to me and call me by my first name. That's first. That's first. Also because at the same time, I am your mother, I'm your auntie, I'm your teacher, I'm your professor. You see?
That she should call you Ms. Angelo.
Miss Angelo. Dr. Angelo,
Dr.
Professor
Angelo.
Angelo, auntie.
Is that part of the problem in this culture that we have? There's not enough discipline. There's not enough respect.
Yes.
Pardon me? What? Hold on, Senator. Senator.
I'm from North Carolina, and I'm so happy that you went back there.
Thank you.
Because it is a peaceful place. I've been out here in California about 8 years, and there is no respect.
Well, all right, sister, I agree. I only think that the children know only what we teach them. Thing wrong in the last two generations, which did not carry on the tradition. And I think this is true not just in the black community. This is true in the white community, in all the communities.
Now, I see the question where the white man asked Miss Maya, whether not this, trying to address with all this title, now be part of the problem in the society. Because people, yes, they knew, they know say there's so much problem in the society that beyond all this addressing by title, so on and so forth. That's why, this Oyibo man, try to what? Call her back in order to discuss about it. Now, you see, in the Western world, let me clear why the West, most of them, begin to eliminate title. That's why you see king in them. You see King Charles, you see them being called all those things. Because they notice that most of the problem, that this idea of, this high level of title, high respect, this and that is not just the problem. Let me put it this way. You can say a Yoruba man or an Igbo man, he go kneel down. Greet an elderly man, lie down, greet him. Give that elderly man and young man money. Before you go see elderly man and young man begin to take blows. So you probably will come notice and they need to address more about culture. That this idea of seniority, this and that is not about it. This idea of addressing somebody go see, address you by your senior, by those titles, the next thing is insult and fighting. Understand? And you probably also notice that this over excess title, they create fear between people at the top and the people below. Yes. That's why you notice some CEO, call me by my name. You know when they say call me by my name, they are trying to tell you for you to be free. Because this RSS, this over title CEO, Sama, Oboishi, that's why you notice, check for in Nigeria, for example, if somebody job makes more money, you go stay and collect more than 100 titles. Let me tell you, if you want to approach that person, say that person is an elderly person doing something wrong. Let me clear you, before you go pronounce all the title of that person, call them with the title finish. Fear not going to allow you address that elderly person based on the things where like in Nigeria today. His Excellency, Honorable, OON. This before you go first addressing the governor or the councillor or the chairman of local government or the president of Nigeria or the Senate or whoever or Oba or any of those things, everything is gone. So if people come, they notice all these things, they create barrier. And when in Nigeria, it's the same thing. That's why you notice, mind how you talk to your elder. Even when elderly man, they rob the destiny. Imagine for Nigeria, for instance. You see the way our leaders, elders, even in the community, you go see elders go the thief. You go see elders go the intimidate, as in, they collect what the destiny of the youths. But because of all those things, youths no go fit talk. Because if you talk, you don't disrespect your what? Elder. Normally, this hierarchy, there's supposed to be this idea of this seniority. A youth supposed to know, yeah, this is my elder, and elder is supposed to know what. So you people, they are trying to balance. Even in the workplace, let me tell you why in the workplace where they eliminated all those things, in order to eliminate fear, apart from what this idea of maybe in an event or try to confront elderly people, even in terms of giving suggestion in real life. Let me tell you, because most time you see somebody, a titled man, a senior, because of that thing, senior, because of those high titles attached. Before you go even want correct and fear, go they catch you. Say you want that thing will benefit that elder. But before you go, put all those things because of all those fear, different hierarchy, all those stuff. Then they create what fear, panic from people, the subordinate or the people below, to addressing the people at the top. Now make even in the company, they try to eliminate all those things. Now make you notice some individual, call them the director, say, no, leave director, just coming by my friend. You know what they try to let that person know in case, so that the person will be free to, relay any message or give his own, our own opinion when that individual that is below notice something. Even if you notice as a father that have that friendship relationship between them, so you notice sometimes like my name, I say Joshua, I go look at my son, you are grown up, laugh. You say, well, like, okay, son, what is that? Is in a friendly way, not in an insulting way. Where this thing become an insulting way is that when you say another Emeka, what, like, really? What is wrong? Even the way the person pronounces the name, that is insulting. But what happened here? People just misunderstand everything. What happened between Mr. Tony and this lady? They just, turn the whole story upside down. Even when you see the way that girl addressed that girl, it was polite. Not an insulting way. But people, want this over title. Yes, it's good for title, but not at all, always that way. Not always. Because in Africa, we take it out. Even for Igbo, where we say people, they call people by their first name, they still call dad, they still call aunt, they still call uncle, they still address people that way. Not that they just use it casually, just like that. Where all of this calling by name is become an insult when it's used casual. But where we say there's a way a person will, call me by my name. In certain occasion, I would like, now answer the person. Good morning, Shukudi. I was like, good morning, how are you? I will just look at, depending on the occasion. But what happened here is different. What happened between Tony Elumelu or Mr. Tony Elumelu or TOE is just lack of confidence from the side of the girl. It is never by disrespect. The girl was shaky. And Mr. Tony Elumelu wanted to help the girl to pronounce the TOE very well. But the girl, based on she lacks confidence and jumped into what Tony, prompting all of this conversation. But people never addressed this part. They were all about culture. In Nigeria, nobody wants to address issues of culture because culture is of two sides. Culture is about the youth or the young, showing respect to the senior and the senior respecting themselves. If conversation of culture is two-way, but in Africa, conversation of culture or respect is on one way. Just the junior respecting the senior, but not the senior respecting the junior. That's why you see in the society today, you see all our leaders, they will embezzle, they will siphon, do all manner of things, but nobody can talk. Even in a family whereby you see a father have all this seniority entitlement, the children, they fear to address it. You notice they get some family where they say some aunties, if you even approach them. Because the way we go, the different way, the auntie self, to approach them alone, to greet them alone, to talk to them alone, as in, it's tough. Because of this mentality. Some even parents get people who say they get father and mother in this society. Before you go even approach your father, to even talk to your father is Obueshi, is Agune Shemba, is the governor, is the excellency. Before you go think of the title, how do I even approach my father? You don't know. How do you approach your mother? You don't know. How do you approach your uncle? You don't know. Because so people, they notice all those trends. And we in the black also. Because almost everything we do, it's that time we begin to discuss all this in order to balance it. It is good for junior to respect the senior. It's very important, and it's good also for senior to respect the junior. We need to balance the equation to create freedom for the junior to fully address the senior with confidence, and also for this in the other way around, also from the senior. So that is it. And please, if this, like always, if this is the first time coming across my platform, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share, like always.